What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and we have an exciting new update for UFL. And here's the thing, every other update up to this point, except for the first one, maybe the second, I've just said another update, another update. But notice I said exciting because UFL Strikers, really, for UFL, has actually started making some changes that you can see some significant improvements, which after a few patches, when the improvements aren't really what they were made out to be in the notes, you start to lose trust. You start to not give up your hopes when you read these notes, right? But you've seen I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I started my journey. And as I continue through my journey, you've heard me say it if you follow my streams, watch my recent videos, I'm enjoying the game. There still needs to be a lot of work done, but here's the thing. Strikers seems to be putting in the work, and this is just another example of that. So if they keep in the right direction, which they finally seem like, for whatever reason, after several failed attempts, they've started to turn the corner in the right direction. Why it took this long, who knows, but who cares? For football fans, all that matters is that we get a good football game. So let's read what we are about to get into within literally a few hours, maybe even less than an hour by the time this video drops. So, schedule maintenance update will take place. Typically, I think it's 6 to 8 UTC. It's 7 to 9, an hour later for whatever reason. So obviously the server is unavailable. Please note the expected server is blah, 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 but minor delays could occur. That's all normal. Dragon's Battle event. So I cheated ahead just with this. After this, literally what I read is going to be a live reaction. So this is cool though, this first part. So let's get into this. Starting June 12th, UFL opens registration for its first large-scale competition, which is awesome. In games like eFootball and UFL that lack depth, which, by the way, eFootball is also going through an update, a quote-unquote minor update, though. So, as you've seen if you watch my eFootball videos, that's like what we've been expecting previously from UFL. There's not much going on there. But this type of thing, for the UFL to start their notes off with something like this, right away off to a good start, because in a game lacking depth, like I was about to say, you need stuff like this. So this event is part of the Dragonborn Team Pass and will be an exciting milestone designed to engage the entire community. The action starts soon. Stay tuned for updates. So you see here, that's where you'll register. And of course, I'll be playing that. Gameplay. Players' turn and pivots are now more responsive and realistic. So that's huge, because we all know one of the worst things in UFL is the lack of fluidity, right? The players, I even said it when I did the rematch beta, they both use the same engine. And I know I heard eFootball does too, but I noticed the similarities between UFL and rematch the most. And a big thing that I noticed is the players have almost this stiffness. Even the most agile players have sort of this stiffness. So things like turns and pivots being improved and more responsive and realistic, that takes away from that lack of fluidity, right? Fixed a freeze issue when selecting a side at the start of a match. Not a big deal there. Audio and visual. Added new sound effects. Updated sound effects. Fixed commentary lines. Improved ball shadow rendering on the pitch. Fixed several UI bugs. There's the vagueness again. I never liked the vagueness. What I would like to see here is fix several bugs including, and then list the bugs. Because we don't know if they're talking about the lob through ball glitch. Are they talking about the corner kick flick on? Some people say you can defend that. I still don't think you can. But anyway, if they just listed the glitches, or the bugs, as they call them, then we would actually know. So a vague fix several bugs. Added the Aris FC logo to the Alpha Mega Stadium. Okay. Fixed visual glitches at Alpha Mega Stadium. Added animation effects to the Golden Shade and Golden Roar badges. Content. Game changers. June 12th through the 19th. New unique skins for players. Bisic, Moutinho. Okay, so these are the skins that I was talking about that I actually thought were already out. Right? So we already saw a preview of these on UFL Scouter. If you didn't, you can go check them out there and see the boosts these players get. Already, the two that I want, Bisic, who's on my bench right now, and Dumfries, who's my starting right back, I would love to have both of those skins with the boost that they get as well. Added Dragonborn Team Pass customization items. We're going to get to see the new badge, which we knew they were coming with. They had no badges so far. The Fiery Pride. I'm sure it's going to be awesome because UFL does great with their customization. WIRM's Crest badge. So 2 new badges. New branded content. Added Royce Attract Fusion Carbon 3D Glow. Okay, nothing big there. And that's it. So, I was saying how excited I was, and am I let down? Yes, only because I cheated forward and read this Dragon Battle event. Even though this wasn't meant to be some huge update and to have a major event plus something that will just very minutely make the game better. For a minor event, we'll take it, right? Not to mention we get some new skins for some excellent players, including a couple that I'm truly interested in personally. So you let me know what you think. Like, this was truly a live reaction. So I thought there would be some more, especially on the gameplay side, because UFL does need work on the gameplay side. Let's be honest. If they're truly going to catch up to FC, which they've chosen a route that's, somewhat similar, right? You would still put eFootball as a unique game in the approach that they took. More AI driven, right? More of a simulation, as opposed to like you controlling the players, you controlling the movement more. Hopefully they don't keep going more in the arcade route, meaning like the speed of play right now. I don't mind it. I think it could use some minor adjustments, mainly the fluidity with the players though. But what I mean by speed of play is like the ball movement in FC can come off like some people say the ball moves around like a puck on ice, right? Like a hockey puck on ice. I don't feel like UFL has that necessarily. I think their passing, their whole system with passing needs to be reworked. I think shooting needs to be more sophisticated. It's not very skilled, the shooting. It's similar to eFootball. They're missing out, whereas FC has the green time finishing and precision shooting. So it would be nice to keep seeing just small changes towards, having a complete game on the gameplay side. However, even though it's not enough in my opinion, just having the player turns and pivots being reworked, it'll be interesting to see, because sometimes these small things that are so meaningful, because there's a ton of turns, ton of pivots in the game, this could actually be a huge difference maker, right? Sometimes we don't realize just how much these things will affect, the game. That's why with the running style, I thought they were coming out with all new running styles for every player, and I was disappointed when it was actually just individual players. And that during that whole update, I was pretty disappointed with the entire update. This one, for a minor update, not expecting much, having a brand new event, the Dragon whatever event, doesn't matter what it's called, and then pivots and turns out of all things. I mean, that's pretty good, or it should be. But we will see in literally less than a couple hours. I cannot wait. Let me know if you're excited. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for this new event? Did you expect more? Is it just what you thought? Stay tuned for a lot more UFL coming. The RTG Incentives series is continuing, and we have a lot more tutorials, tactics, gameplay with streams, the whole nine. So we're back with UFL action. And last but not least, we will have our very first UFL OGFC Cup, a tournament coming live where the winner will qualify for the future Cash Cup for UFL. We've already hosted 2 for eFootball. They went great. You don't want to miss out on that, whether you want to play, just watch. So that will be coming soon. If you want to stay up to date on that, make sure you join my Discord after, of course, you subscribe. And if you don't mind, hitting a like on the video. With that being said, keep grinding, keep having fun. I will see you very soon. Peace out.